I'm doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hoping for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. And to my returning subs, my growing extended beautiful family, just thank you so much. Knowing that the videos are helping you along your path as you embrace and seek the truth in the deep spiritual way, to know it will uplift you in ways you can't comprehend. So, with that being said, much love to all. Namaste, love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you know when your girl's about to upload her next video. Also, if you're comfortable enough, drop a line or two. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's about the positive feedback of the content of my video, or you're just up telling me about your empathic gift, how it impacted your life, and heading you towards a positive direction. Also, if you feel like the videos are very informative to you, inspires you, give you good vibes, or good information you would love to share with a loved one, family, or a friend, or even a fellow empath that are going through trying times and need spiritual guidance or just needing confirmation or validation towards life path or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share. And while you're at it, give me a thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites wherever you see fit. Thank you once again for the love and support. It's greatly appreciated. And I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my video. And today, um, oops, not that loud. Uh, the background meditation I'm using is called 741 Hertz Super Detoxification, Cleanse Mind, Remove Mental Blockages and Subconscious Negativity. And I will post that link in the description box below. And the video I'm doing today is 202101. Heyoka is walking away from mask of illusion to reflect the vibes of your truth. It is so true. Because a lot of times, we have been, excuse me, going down the road of cultural conditioning. People have put us in certain chains and restraints for us to fear what we don't understand, fear what we can't see coming, fear of change. And it's at that point where you had to go through a series of trauma, misfortunate events, to really understand your purpose in life, as a deeper level. You had to go through that shock of known, shock of truth, actually, to really understand what your purpose is, and it's just a lot of times we try to understand why do we have to go through certain things. It's like if somebody was being nice to you constantly and you were like, okay, but they're giving you this mission of you having to go through things, but you have to really get down and dirty, with things that has traumatized you in the worst kind of way, for you to understand, what this feeling is, you don't like it, and you hate to see other people go through that too. So it's like a lot of us has gone through some really, messed up stuff for us to be able to say, you know what, I'm not going to allow myself to be a carbon copy of everything of what society wants to see me as. I'm going to project my truth and, let that guide me and shine me towards the way of darkness that I can't see, and it's just like we always have to take that term of, taking that leap of faith, having faith within ourselves and the confidence within ourselves that we can achieve anything that comes our way. We can overcome things that comes our way. It's not meant to be easy. We get frustrated at times, but it's just like when you can really truly see, I know I say that a lot, but it's true. When we get out of our emotions and actually try to discover the bigger picture on why things had to happen the way they did, and when you're allowing yourself to see it as not a negative viewpoint, but in a positive one, on what certain situations had to transpire for you to really get the gist of, your purpose from a deeper level. So it's just like when I see a lot of things that's going on in the world, as well as my transformation, that, how I'm healing from my trauma, understanding why certain things had to happen, even though I don't have all the answers that I would truly want. But, further down the road, one way or another, either you're going to be okay and say, all right, when I've achieved what I had to achieve, I understand this had to happen, even though I didn't get the sorries that I truly would have appreciated, or the closure from closing certain chapters that I really wish I had the answers from. But a lot of times, later on down that line, when you're allowing yourself to step away from anything that has weakened you, has put you at a low frequency, to try to understand, not being able to run to certain things for escape, but actually coming to terms and facing your truth. Like I tell y'all all the time, I hate using that word coping, because it's like coping is like you're still holding on to certain things that leaves your heart heavy, as you're being okay. For me, I feel like, that's the easy way to do it. Some people got their own opinion, but that's mine. I feel like I don't never like using that word cope. I like to use the word of coming to terms, because even though we're going towards our truth and unconditioning the things that people molded us out to be able to know that our life had to fall apart for it to be put back together the way we saw fit, that adapts to the purpose of our life purpose, and just being able to do that. And I know it's not easy. It is not, because it's like we're going through all these different phases and these moons and, the shifts in the atmosphere, that it can really take a toll on your body, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, sexually, whatever, on all levels. But then it's just like when you can finally breathe and know you took that pain and trauma off a heavy heart, you can truly appreciate it, because it taught you so much in life that you like, no, I'm glad, even though I had to go through all this, I can appreciate it all across the board, even though I don't have all the answers that I would like, or, have actually been where I am truly want to go, don't mean that I'm not heading towards it. But at this time, I'm growing. I'm not nowhere where I want to be right now, but I'm nowhere how I was before I first started this. Because, it's just times I can see, even though there's things that I'm still healing from, I'm still a work in progress. When I really look back at my life from like 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, when I first started doing these videos, from now, and I'm just like, I've changed so much mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It's, going towards that next level of finding my truth, learning myself from a deeper level, seeing what I can offer myself as well as offer the world, with my experience in life. It's a beautiful thing when I had people ask me, my opinion about, what should I do with this? What should I do about that? Or how do you feel about this? And it makes you feel good when people ask you for your point of view. It's not, I don't belittle nobody, but I'm not going to tell you something that you want to hear. I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't go off on saying what you should do if I never experienced it, unless I'm getting that message from the universe that, they were trying to give it to you. But it's like, if you're focused on other things that you're trying to, part ways with, but it's still hurting you, and your essence, your heart, whatever. A lot of times universe blesses us with something like either a video or somebody talking to you to let you know, hey, you are doing a good job, but don't be so hard on yourself. These are the things that, you're not going to get over overnight, but it's going to take some time for you to heal. There's layers you have to constantly keep going through. There's like not just one veil, but there's like a million veils that are constantly being snatched off. The when you're being comfortable in your growth, being comfortable of being uncomfortable, because changes happen all the time and you have to be able to adapt to those changes as well. But it allows you to really understand why certain things had to go the way they did, for you to really see things at a deeper level. And, and I just appreciate all those things across the board, and being able to help so many people. I know y'all probably hear me say that a lot, but I really do. I love helping people, because I know I never wanted anybody to feel like I felt. It was like a scary situation to go through things and not understand, not really having somebody you can talk to in a physical sense. you know um I have plenty of spirit guides, and as well as my family that watches over me. Most definitely my dad. It was like every day that he taught me something about myself I didn't really know, or guided me towards things that was unknown. But he knew the curiosity in me was going to intrigue me to learn more about myself, as well as the universe and things that I was here sent here to do. So it was just like I had to turn those layers off, because there was always times that I masked behind the spiritual gifts that I had. It was taught to me, from my mom's husband, the things that I was gifted with was more of a curse or a mental illness that I should not let people see, because they would lock me up if I showed that off to anybody. And my mom was like, no, that's not it. You shouldn't punish her or cripple her for her speaking her truth. My mom was just the same way. And, being able to really see the things that I was doing as a little girl to understand, it was forgotten because I had to suppress it so much. Only time I can really express myself is when my mom was around. And it was really hard to express that to her too, because I didn't know if she was going to punish me for saying the things that I said. So it is just like growing up and really seeing how things really transpired in my life, even though it hurt like hell to go through. Truth hurts sometimes. It's not always pretty, but you have to be able to accept it as well. But then I can benefit off of it because the stages of things I had to go through, the things I have achieved that I never thought I could be able to achieve through certain situations that really messed me up. But it's just like when I allowed myself to not fit in society's carbon copy, I say I stand in my truth. I've helped a lot of people along the way, and those were blessings in disguises that I truly appreciate. And I will always hold that dear to my heart. And I always tell people, don't be afraid of showing who you truly are. People don't understand you is because they're spiritually asleep. They're not going to understand. You're going to think that you have lost your mind, but that's okay. When it's time for them to know, they'll learn on their own. It's just like I've had that happen to me before. People talk about certain things that I'm like, I'm not getting what you're saying. Are you okay? And they were like, girl, you still asleep. And I'm like, I'm wide awake. No, you are asleep. And never really understood what that was telling me. Then I finally starting to see, when you're spiritually awake, you had to go through that shock value of life, down that spiritual awakening, and it really taught you things that either you avoided or you feared or you didn't question, even though it looked weird to you. But now it's just that point where you're allowing your light to show and not caring what others think of you, because this is your life. It's like all said and done, people all have buttholes just like opinions. You know what I'm saying? So they always will have their opinion about you, but it's how you validate yourself, how you see yourself in a reflection that you carry. If you're not proud about it, you want to change something that you can change to make yourself feel better, do that. But don't change yourself because of others, what others think, because it's making their demons uncomfortable. A lot of people, with us being who we are, our truth can really shake somebody up in the worst kind of way, because they're insecure about something. They don't want people to see the darkness that they carry. And those are the type of people you need to pray for, because it's like one way or another, you have been down that road before too. There was a lot of things that was hard to really grasp the concept of and appreciate it, but you had to go through those terms and conditions of your spiritual growth to really understand the depth of what universe needed you to know about yourself, as well as the things that surrounded you. And I appreciate that, on so many different levels. It's just like, the last few days where I've been doing my self-care, it really allowed me to see things in so many different levels. It brought up a lot of emotions, but it's like when everything was said and done, I appreciate that so much, because it was just like that. A lot of times that when we see that, old things come up that really has traumatized us, we either want to ignore it or just walk away or just run from it. When actually I said, what, I'm wanting to heal all across the board. I can't sit up here and be telling people this, that, and the third, and I'm still walking around confused in my truth and my journey. So there was a lot of things I really truly had to come to terms with that I can appreciate so much. And I'm just, there's days I sit here and pray and cry and tell God, thank you. Tell the universe, thank you for showing me what I truly needed to see. Even though it hurt at times and stuff like that, because I knew it brought up anger, and it's like anything that you have carried that is a past memory, and it can shift your demeanor, your emotions. Those are the things you truly need to heal from. It's not a easy thing to do, but it's like you're only hurting yourself when you do that. And it's just like, even though certain things will still come up, I said, what, I have to tell myself, because ego want to be like, oh, you remember this and that. I said, yes, I do. Yes, it hurt like hell to go through that. Some people are like that, but this is where my truth was being reflected at, because people were threatened by that. They didn't want me to do that. They didn't want me to go that route. They wanted to control how they seen me, as well as me seeing me. Like there was always something wrong with me. And The only thing was wrong with me because I was living a life of a lie, you know, because I was wanting to be normal. There is nothing normal about us as empaths. We have never been normal. You know, there's a how to do, you know, be normal for dummies. You know, it's like, you know, I don't want to be normal. I was not sent here to be normal. I don't like being that carbon copy of it. I like to be different, you know. And I always tell people, stay on your truth, no matter how it makes other people uncomfortable. When it makes other people uncomfortable, there's things that they have to heal on their own. You know, allow yourself to do you, boo. Just do you. And when you walk in your truth, be proud about that. You know, reflect your light as much as you can. If you can be a torchbearer for some folks in the darkness, just to be able to tell them this is how, you know, Simon says, you know, hey, walk in your truth. You know, don't allow people to control what you say. Don't be, you know, don't worry about, you know, how people will see you or feel about you because you speak your truth. Not everybody is meant for that message when it's time for them to understand it. You know, people, you can tell your truth all day, but it's you know, the way they reflect their perception of you, their definition with you, it might not add up the same. So you have to be able to understand those. Just some folks it's like that, you know. And you know, I commend people because that's not a, you know, that's not a comfortable thing to do because you never want to be judged. You know, you never want somebody to say, oh, I don't like you because you're doing this, or I don't like you because you're doing that. You know, you have to be able to do you, walk in your truth. When you can go to sleep at night knowing that you have did what you could do, and you're, you know, you're being honest about it and it was in a positive way, do it. Do it. You know, you always want to be better than you were the day before or even 5 minutes ago. We change, you know, periodically. I mean, well, actually every minute. I really feel that, but it's allowing yourself to be proud to walk in your truth. You know, there's so many people that are scared about, they have an image to uphold. You know, I feel like your image should be your truth. Allow them the mask to fall off. You know, it's just that that darkness wants to give you different masks, like it's daggone Halloween and stuff. What do you want to do? You want to be this? You want to be that? You want to be this? I'm like, no, I want to be me. I wear my me very well. You know, and I'm comfortable in my me, you know, but I'm just trying to strengthen my me, you know. And it allows you to really see the things that you have went through and just being able to know, yes, it hurts to be going through, you know, or have been going through trauma. You know that, I mean, that's, it's life, it happens. But when you allow yourself to know, when you can breathe out and just see the things that has transpired in your life, and you know you're still here breathing, kicking, and able to walk around and do things that people may not be able to do because they didn't wake up in the morning, allow yourself to be the best you can be. You know, don't do things just to be satisfying others. You do things that make you feel good. If it's in a positive way, do it. I don't want to say do it to make you feel good, because there are some people that will down other people just to get, you know, to see their self do good, and that's never good either. There's that sign of self-hate. You know, we're all healing. You know, we're all a work in progress, but it's all up to you on what you do, what you're willing to face, what you're willing to come to terms with, what you're dealing, you know, where you're going to be able to understand, yes, this has happened to me, but this isn't me. I'm not the product of what this situation is trying to make me out to be. You're that person that overcome all those things that was placed on you. You allowed yourself to see the truth, and you pose where your truth is best ways you know how. No matter how many people are threatened by your truth, it's fine. And you know, I threaten a lot of people with my truth, and it's fine. You know, I just pray for folks like that, because it's like, if my truth bothers you, there, that's not a personal, that's a personal problem, not my problem. Because I'm still gonna, you know, keep finding my truth. I love to learn more than what I learned yesterday. You know, I get visions all the time on certain things. You know, I'm about to do another video on things that, I mean, really just shut me up yesterday. I'm like, I know this is not what you're trying to tell us. And it's like, and this has been, you know, right in front of our faces, and we didn't understand this. And I'm like, oh, wow, you know, okay. But I said, hey, you want me to send that message? I'll be proud to be able to do that. So allow yourself to be comfortable and, you know, in changing for the better. Allow yourself to walk brightly in your truth, no matter who is shook by your truth. Shoot, it's like, if they quiet has been kept, heck, they can probably learn something off of you. You know, so allow yourself to do that. You know, you should never shut down your light just because it's bothered. You know, people are bothered by your shine. Just keep doing you. You know, maybe it'll cause a domino effect for the positive. of today, because we truly need that. It's so easy to walk around pushing hate, diversity, racism, you know, egotistical folks, narcissistic, psychopaths, sociopaths. Shoot, I mean, it is bad when it's like it's starting to be mainstream. They got a new movie getting ready to come out called Invisible Man. And it shook me to the core because I'm just like, there's certain movies y'all don't need to be, making, because there'll be some crazy idiots out here trying to do those things. Where this man was very abusive to this woman, and then he put her uh, in his will, and said that he died, either he killed himself or something like that. And he was like a sociopath to the pit of evil, sociopath. When she tried to leave, he tried to kill her. So next thing you know, he gave her $5 billion or whatever. But I think he was some kind of scientist that, I don't know what he did, but he was able to torture her after he was so called dead. And he's a narcissist and a sociopath. And I was like, oh, what the hell? I'm like, y'all don't need to be making movies like that, because you're gonna be having crazy folks sitting up here taking up like, maybe I can do this to her, or maybe I can do this to him. But it's just like so many different things is going on in the world where, it's like empath and of the unknown that is very spiritual, you know, spiritually cast or whatever, is starting to take mainstream. Doctor Sleep, somewhat of Gemini man, that's like a doppelganger. You walking around here trying to destroy something that is you. All these different things is coming about. So it's like we all need to stay woke, pay attention. I remember I used to hear my mom and them talk about that. I'm like, Lord, what are they talking about? They're going crazy. And then I'm just like, you know what? My mom was speaking the truth more than I would like to admit that she was. So allow yourself to embrace the unknown. Keep strengthening yourself. Don't allow people's, insecurities weigh down on you. That would be your main thing, to use that as a stepping stone to be better than what you were yesterday. So I would love to, I hope you were able to resonate with content of my video. I would love to give a post notification shout out to Teresa Cook and Raquel Melian, I think that's what it is. I apologize if I messed up your last name. Much love to you. Welcome to the family. If this is your first time, on this channel, welcome. Love to have you. Drop a line. Let me know if you resonate. Give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. Know that you are truly blessed, highly favored, and forever loved. And knowing there's always somebody out there praying for your better days. I pray that everything that you're working hard for comes 10 times more than what you had prayed for, and it comes quicker than you expected it to be. And make sure you give out love, light, and prosperity, as well as positive vibes. You never know, all those can really take somebody a long way. And I hope you have a blessed, safe weekend. Be responsible for everything you do. And I will see you on my next video. Much love. Peace. Be well.